Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
Just before you go, David, we saw on BT YouTube channel a situation with you and John Fury again about $1 million.
John Fury wants to clean me out. John Fury wants to clean me out. He's giving me odds. He's giving me 2-to-1 odds on bets, on £1 million bets. You know, I'm not taking them anytime soon. But he's got some confidence in his boy. Jesus, he really does. He really does believe it, and it's nice. It's nice to see, and which should make the fight easy to make, which is great. You know, when the whole team, the family, really believe in it. You know, they believe in it. They're willing. If he's willing to bet his own money that his son's going to win, then the fight from this side is ready to go. And it's nice. It's nice to know that you have champions that, you know, are willing to put on the line and really so it's good banter. We had Joe Kazagi and Frank Warren was there. We would have called it. It's good bit of back and forth banter. But it's nice. I like the build up to the hype, the Joshua Fury fight. You know, a lot of people, you know, are not recognizing Anthony Joshua's talent and not recognizing what he's done, how new to the sport he is. Although he's Olympic champion, you know, he didn't start till, you know, a lot later than Fury did, and what he's managed to do in that short period of time, you know, is unprecedented. It's a really impressive, you know, resume he's put together for himself, amateur and pro. I think sometimes people just forget about that. They just watch the highlights of him losing to Andy Ruiz Jr. and think, he's finished. You know, oh yeah, he'll definitely lose to that guy. So they'll watch Andy Ruiz Jr. fight him, lose against Andy Ruiz, and then watch Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder and saying, look, how can that guy beat that? It doesn't work like that. Boxing doesn't work like that. You know, that guy the Anthony Joshua you saw against Andy Ruiz, you won't see that guy ever again. That was just like, it's like saying, oh, how's the guy who lost to Carl Thompson in 2004 supposed to beat Jean-Marc Mormec in 2007? Well, you get better, you improve over time, and you learn whatever lessons that you got wrong there, and then so a lot of people don't see it that way for some weird reason, and they have to have this guy 100% going to beat that. No, nothing 100% in this game of boxing, particularly in the heavyweight division, particularly when you're 6'6" and you punch and you're as fast and athletic and you're as successful as Anthony Joshua is. Nothing's a foregone conclusion against you, believe me. So I understand where people are coming from when they have their number 1 and 2, but okay, it's just an opinion. Let's see what happens in the fight. Let's get the fight happening before you start screaming and shouting. We don't know how Anthony Joshua would have done against the same opponents. That the only similar opponent really is Klitschko. You know, Tyson Fury won the fight on points. There was not really much in it. It seemed like he outmaneuvered him to me, but he didn't really have him on his arse, didn't have him hurt. Anthony Joshua had him all sorts of problems, but Anthony Joshua also got hurt himself. But the victory was more conclusive for AJ. I thought if I was going to beat somebody, I would have much preferred to beat him in an absolute classic at Wembley Stadium where you get knocked down and everyone thinks you don't have it and you've got to dig in and come back. I'd have preferred that fight, personally, than to win a fight on points and not a very aesthetically pleasing fight, you know, on points. It's like, but I get, you know, then you could say that Tyson Fury fought a version of Vladimir that was, you know, unbeaten or in 10 years up until that point, whereas AJ fought someone who was coming up a lot. It's all just opinions. You can see it from everyone's point of view, but I don't like just saying someone's number 1 when there's no conclusive evidence that someone's number 1. I understand why people would rank him higher with a lot of reasons, but that doesn't mean number 1 beats number 2. I just need to see him fight each other. Because I've seen stuff in Anthony Joshua that I haven't seen in a lot of other people. And the things that it will require to beat Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua has. Can he put it together on a night? That's the question. I don't know. I'd like to think he can, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet. I saw in Saudi Arabia when he had the rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr. He showed me something he hadn't done. He showed me movement. He showed me relaxed shoulders, all the little things that I hadn't really seen before. He showed me there. He stuck to the game plan to the letter. He was just like, okay, who's this guy? This is not someone just trying to use your natural size and strength, punch power. It's someone using skill, using good movement of feet, to jab to the body jab. I was like, okay, this is someone different. So the fact that he was able to improve from Andrews 1 to Andrews 2, that jump up in quality, I think he can keep going, because it's going to need to beat Tyson Fury. But he showed me he can learn and adapt and get better in a short period of time. So if he can do that, then he can do it. So it's just such an intriguing fight, and such a great fight for everybody. It gives both fighters the opportunity just to say, bam, number one. It's not an opinion. It's not, I think I'm number one because I beat him and then you struggled with him, or whatever it is. It doesn't work like that. Put them in the ring and let's get busy.
Well, this Saturday night, there will certainly be a lot of business going on. David, thank you very much for talking to IFLTV, and I'll see you on Saturday at the fight card.
Let's do it.
Top man, David. Thank you.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.